The European Parliament will refuse to rubber stamp a Brexit trade deal unless negotiators reach an agreement by the end of the week. Pressure is mounting on Michel Barnier from senior EU leaders to wrap up the Brexit trade talks by the end of the week. Top politicians from the European Parliament raised the prospect of a short period of no deal to give MEPs extra time to scrutinise the UK-EU Trade and Security Pact. In a private Brussels meeting, Mr. Barnier told senior MEPs today he was closing in on an agreement but longer to get it over the line. He said an agreement on the Brexit trade deal could be announced as early as tomorrow if EU and UK officials can find a solution on future fishing quotas. But he insisted the talks remain difficult, with both sides still far apart on the key sticking point, according to a source familiar with the discussion. One insider said, an agreement in the coming days is possible but difficult, especially on fishing. Another source added, no real progress has been made on fisheries. In a statement following the meeting, the EU Parliament announced plans to extend its own ratification process by scrapping an emergency session on December 28. Senior MEPs told Mr. Barnier they would pull the plug on the special plenary if he is unable to conclude a trade agreement before Sunday. They stand ready to organize an extraordinary plenary session towards the end of December, in case an agreement is reached by midnight on Sunday, December 20, for the European Parliament to debate the outcome of negotiations and consider granting its consent. German MEP Bernd Lange, the EU Parliament's Trade Committee chairman, said missing the deadline would result in a period of no deal while a new vote is organized. A diplomatic note from the meeting, seen by Express.co.uk, said, if a deal is reached later on in December, it would be too late for the Parliament to scrutinise it. This would imply a temporary no-deal period from January 1. MEP Philippe Lamberts, leader of the Green Bloc, said, today's decision by a majority of the European Parliament's group presidents to expedite the consent process of a yet-to-come EU-UK treaty deals a severe blow to the credibility of the European Parliament as a legislative body. Indeed, it makes a joke of the scrutiny process of a treaty massive in both size and political importance, that should now be expedited in a just few days. Checks and balances and due process are essential elements of any democracy. Such should be the case for the European Union as the world's first venture into a transnational democracy. Mr. Barnier said the trade talks were boiling down to the last stumbling blocks and in their final stretch. He tweeted, good progress, but last stumbling blocks remain. We will only sign a deal protecting EU interests and principles.